All right.
And,
Shall I just go?
and hey, one moment.
Yeah.
Yep, go.
Yeah. So I've been reading at these things. I've been reading my work. Hi, Jeff. I've been reading my work in progress, 100 Candles, and I've read a couple of bits from, it's actually sort of from 3 points of view, and I've read a couple of bits from Mattie's point of view, and she's kind of likely to be everyone's favourite character. But now I'm going to introduce you to another character, Gloria. So this is where she starts in the novel, and hopefully I won't be more than 5 minutes this time. The minute she shuts the door on her boys, she wants to yank it open and summon them back. Summon them to stop the feeling of falling as she switches from mother hen, with not even a name to distinguish her from the other cluckers, to Gloria, a widow, grateful for the 8 decades behind her and hopeful for the scant years ahead. It shouldn't bother her, the falling. She always lands like a cat on her feet. Now she pads between the sun-soaked stone of the patio and the smooth chill of the kitchen tile. 5 paces from wrought iron bistro table to wood effect worktop alongside the sink. Counting each step as she collects the debris of dessert from the garden, wincing at the ring of strawberry sepals she finds under Timothy's spoon. Counting as she returns for the glasses, tanned feet striped white from the sandals she shed in the hallway after closing the door on her boys. Today, the sensation was not falling, but plunging, an eye-popping jolt, bringing the tingle of meringue to her teeth. A sharp drop, like a parachute jump, at least as she imagined from Timothy's escapades. She'd refused to watch the video, knowing was hairy enough. She'd wanted to do more than call them. She'd wanted to race to the street, hook a finger under each collar and drag them back. For another helping of pavlova, for another injection of love. She was being ridiculous, especially when they'd come with good news. She should be delighted, excited, which of course she is. But June is such a busy month, with her tomato plants and the well dressing and the Halley Orchestra sing-along layered over everything else. Filling the sink with hot water, she washes the wine glasses first. Maybe that's her problem. She wouldn't normally drink alcohol during the day, but she doesn't feel tipsy. And besides, she couldn't say no when they'd popped the cork on real champagne. Yet she detected some tension between them, as if they'd been squabbling in the car and hadn't had time to clear the air. They tried to draw a veil across it by being extra ebullient, but faking worried her more. Timothy had a habit of humouring her, as if she were both too young and too old to understand. Brendan was more straightforward, but it was easy for him. He'd never needed her and been let down. She can still recall the thrill of finding herself pregnant. At 35, she'd felt ancient, but now both boys are past that age. She can see she was little more than a child. She'd loved growing him in her body. It was when he was out of it that things went awry. Gathering the stack of dirty dinner plates, Brendan's books catch her gaze. 2 memoirs. Oh, sorry, I'm going to start laughing at this bit. Be serious. 2 memoirs that seem familiar, and a debut novel with the intriguing title, Sugar and Snails. Timothy bristled when Brendan began tinkering with the contents of her bookshelves, but Gloria felt honoured he wanted to share his professional know-how and thereby share snippets of himself. Despite years of bedtime stories, Timothy reserved reading for The Guardian and the Nursing Times, and his eyes glazed over when Brendan asked her opinion on the Booker shortlist and paid attention to her reply. She didn't relish all his suggestions, but she enjoyed surprising some of the younger members of her book group, and she enjoyed, in a way akin to singing exercises, extending her range. She enjoyed discovering the calendar of hidden histories, LGBT in February, Black History in October, Women's in March. Plus, August would be Women in Translation Month, June, LGBT Pride. Is that unsettling her? 20th century homophobia carried through to 2019. The dregs of her husband's attitudes, dysfunctional but not discarded, like the Polaroid camera at the bottom of the wardrobe and the sewing machine with a broken belt. Abandoning the dessert bowls in the sink, Gloria shakes the suds from her hands and wipes the residue on her shorts, closing the door on the shrieks of kids trampolining in the neighbouring garden and ignoring Brendan's books. She counts 6 paces to the piano in the living room and lifts the keyboard lid. With a couple of hours before evensong, she will bash through the notes of Ave Maris Stella and be pitch perfect when she irons her surplice and scurries to church. That's that.